This Spigen case is my favourite protective case for the S22 Ultra, but it's not perfect. Stick around to find out why, and why these aren't my favourite. Let's start off with one of the least protective cases, this LifeProof case. This LifeProof case not only looks fantastic, but it's actually made from 50% recycled plastic. Reading the back of the box, it seems this plastic has actually come from the ocean, although it's not 100% clear, unlike the back of the case. Along with the crystal clear hard plastic back is a lovely blue rubber frame with some accented power and volume buttons in this sort of high-vis yellow colour. The case is also available in black, but it does not have any accented power buttons on that one, which is a shame. This case is very nice in the hands, although it has plastic all the way over the back, so it does feel a little bit slippery and will also get scratched a good amount as there's no rubber to lift it off a flat surface. A great looking case which will protect your phone a bit and the environment a bit more. However, it may get scratched up fairly easily. Next up, we have the Slim Armour CS case. This case not only protects your phone, but also aims to become your wallet too. The main part of the case is made from rubber, which makes it very easy to get on and off the phone. Like the official Samsung cases, the cameras are individually cut out from the case, giving them more protection. Moving to the sides of the case, there is no grippy texture, but it's certainly not as slippy as the previous case, thanks to the rubber being a little bit more prominent here. Moving on to the card holder, this is made from plastic and feels pretty solid. To open it, you simply slide it to the right and then slide it back to close it. It's easy to open, but not to the point where you're going to open it by mistake. The tray underneath will comfortably fit 2 cards, but any more than this and it starts to bulge out. Overall, it is quite handy, although I do find it hard to get the cards out, so I probably wouldn't be putting regularly used cards in here. I think it would be most handy for train tickets or a gym card. Overall, a brilliant case which protects the phone pretty well, but again, I would not recommend dropping your phone much in it, so if you're pretty clumsy, maybe want to stay away from. Let's move on to something a little bit more protective, Ghostek's Covert case. Another clear case, but one that offers some serious drop protection. As you can see in the corners, there is this orange absorption layer which should help with transferring the shock around your phone rather than through it. The case is a little bit bulkier than some of the others we've seen today, but this is because of the added protection. Thankfully, the buttons do not suffer because of this, and they're still nice and clicky thanks to the slits either side of them. The case is also available in pink and smoke black. This is nice as they're both still clear but have the added colour, which is a nice touch. Next up, we have this OtterBox Symmetry case in purple. This probably gives the best drop protection for the S22 Ultra. It feels pretty large in the hands because of this though. I love the colour of this one in particular. It certainly stands out in a sea of black cases. A downside to this protection is there is a lot in the way of actually pressing the button. This means you have to press fairly hard and actually look at the phone to make sure you've pressed it. Around front, you have a large lip around the top and bottom of the screen. This ensures the screen is protected well when placed face down. Overall, a great case if you're a little bit clumsy with your phone. The next case we have is from Samsung, their protective stand case. First off, I have to say I do like the look of this case. It has a clear back with a tint of blue. Around the edges is a solid blue rubber, which is nice and grippy thanks to grooves all the way along it. The buttons are clicky, but are just made from the same material, so nothing too special here. Each side also has a part where you can add a wrist strap or a lanyard to. Handy if you're left-handed, as most cases only have it on the right-hand side of the case. The main reason you would get this phone case though is because of the kickstands on the back. There are two of them, so you can prop your phone up at different angles, which is very nice. You can also remove them completely and change colours. In the box, ours came with this pale grey colour and also a navy colour to match the rest of the case. Around the front, there is a nice little lip to protect the screen, but nothing too special here. Overall, a decent case, but it does feel slightly plasticky. I would have loved for the stand and hinge to feel that little bit more solid, even if it meant giving up on changing the colours. The next case we have is the Olixar Novashield. Alongside the clear back of the case, you have these metallic edges, which you can get in black, red, and like we have, green. I really like this added colour. The sides are smooth and do make it feel a little bit more slippery in the hands. However, they also make the phone and case feel really solid, and it almost feels like you don't have a case on the phone at all. There is a good lip around the top and bottom of the screen, so you should have no problem putting your phone face down on a table, although you may still want to protect it further with a screen protector. Thankfully, the buttons are very nice and easy to press and have a very satisfying click. They are also made from rubber, which is a contrast to the metallic side. This makes them easier to find and press. Overall, a stylish case which you can see the colour of your phone through and will give your phone some added protection. However, if you're looking for one of the most protective cases for your S22 Ultra, then look no further than this Zizo Bolt case. The Zizo Bolt is a bit of a do-it-all case. For a start, it comes with a case with a built-in kickstand, a screen protector, a belt holder, and finally a lanyard. Yeah, it comes with a lot. Let's start with the case first. It's on the larger side of the case spectrum, and it makes no apologies for that. It's designed to be big and look tough. On the back of the case, you have these ridges all along, which stick out from the rest of the case. And then in between these ridges, you have these little dots. They don't actually add anything like grip to the phone. However, I suppose it's better than just smooth plastic. There is also a large kickstand that sits flush with the back of the phone. You sort of have to put your nail underneath to pull the stand out, but once it's out, you can lock it in place. It makes the stand very sturdy and keeps the phone very planted. The buttons on the case actually feel fantastic, which is a surprise for such a large case. They are made from rubber, which is a contrast to the plastic case, and they do still click. It's a little muted, but nothing that you would notice, to be honest. Around front, I would have to say that this has the biggest lip. This means the screen is going to be most protected. Plus, it comes with a screen protector, so out the box, you're pretty much golden. However, the lip does make it hard to use some of the functions on the curved display, as it covers up the edges of the phone a fair amount. On the bottom of the phone, you can thankfully still access the S Pen very easily. This means if you're always getting it in and out the phone, it won't hinder you. In my mind, this is a perfect case for someone that does not baby the phone. You know, the type that just chucks it on the floor at the gym or on the table at the pub. Moving on to the belt clip, I can see this section of the case being very useful for builders, which might have pockets full of screws or drill bits. You can easily clip this to your belt and slide your phone in, at which point the screen is completely covered. Then just simply unclip it when you want to use your phone. Moving on to the OtterBox Strada wallet case. This is a flip style cover case, but when closed covers the whole screen, so you'll be even more protective. If you flip the cover all the way around, it will block the cameras though, so you have to hold it open like a book when taking photos or videos. In the flip cover, there's a couple of slots for cards or train tickets. These are useful to have in a pinch, as you won't need to take your wallet around with you. When closed, the cover is held down by this magnetic clasp, which is a nice touch, as it can get fairly big if you put a couple of thick credit cards in. You'll also be able to talk on the phone while closed, thanks to there being an earpiece cutout at the top of the cover. The flip cover unfortunately cannot be used to prop up the phone while watching a video, which is a real shame. I think it wouldn't have been very hard to add this function. Overall, a great case to protect your phone as it covers basically the whole phone when closed. However, it is a little bit big and you already really know if you like these style of cases. The next case we have is the Olixar ArmourDillo, which is a dual layer case made from tough rubber and a hard plastic outer shell. It almost looks like a tread on a tyre, but as you can see it has this square in the centre. The square is actually a stand, and as it's in the centre of the phone, it holds the phone up really well. The stand can be a little bit difficult to get out for the first time, but since then I've found it quite easy. I think the main selling point of this case is that it's really rugged and will protect your phone for some serious drops. Now let's talk about my favourite protective case, the Spigen Tough Armour. I'll start by saying it's not the most protective case we have here, but it gets so much right that it's hard not to love it. For a start, the case feels great in your hands thanks to its triple layered design. On the outside, you have this hard plastic smooth shell. Then you have rubber edges and a lip. Then on the inside, you have this yellow cushion-like sponge. Add to the fact this also has large, easily clickable buttons and you're onto a winner. It doesn't stop there though. Around back, you have this little kickstand which will hold the phone up for watching YouTube on the move. It's fantastic as you won't need to try and prop it up on a water bottle. The stand is pretty small and holds the phone up fine, but it doesn't lock it in place like some of the others we've seen today. However, I can forgive this as it folds completely flat and doesn't get in your way if you're using the phone normally. Overall, it's my favourite. It does everything well while still being a pretty thin case. I think the only thing I would love to see more from Spigen are different colour variants to match the S22 Ultra. So there you go, 10 different protective cases for the S22 Ultra. To buy any of these, check out the links in the description. Let us know in the comments which one you would choose. And finally, remember to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful.